Hello guys, and welcome to this new video in this TCA configuration series. So guys, in this video I want to discuss how we will be able to create our own tables and how we would be creating resources in these tables in the backend. So guys, let's dive into it. Let's go take a look at the code. So as I've mentioned in the last video guys, we have this extension where we will be creating our TCA definition for our custom table. So my idea is simply to create an events table where I will be creating like event resources that can be also used in the front end. So guys, to do that I will go under the TCA and following the naming convention it must be like this. So tx extension name which is the front end, then domain model, and then the table name which is event in this case. Perfect guys, so this is following the naming convention from TYPO3. So I've already created a TCA configuration, so I'll simply copy and paste that here. So let's take a look guys. So one second guys, I must simply update my translation keys. 1 second. So perfect. So let's go back to our TCA configuration. As you can see, this is the event table, so it will be created as the event table. As you can see, this is the title of the table. This is the translation that I've created for it, and I'm simply saying the label is the title, timestamp is timestamp, create is created, and so on and so forth. So as you can see here, I'm simply define an icon file. This doesn't exist yet, so I will comment it out for now. I've explained it in the earlier parts, the fields. So this fields, so we don't need to explain them again. But as you can see in these columns, I'm defining the fields for the table. As you can see, the hidden, title, location, description, and things like that. So, and in the types, I'm simply telling TYPO3 how to show my my resource in the backend. So how to show it in the form. And as you can see here, it will be shown by default in the general tab, and I have here the access tab. So we can go further guys and create palettes for it, as explained in the in the earlier videos, but for the sake of this video we don't need to do that. So as we are using TYPO3 13, we don't need to define the table, so we don't need to actually define the table in the xtables.sql. I think in version 12, I think in version 12 we must define that in an earlier versions you must define that in the xtables.sql. So that means it should be directly catch from our analyzer, our database analyzer, and the table should be automatically, the schema of the table should be automatically created. So let's take a look at our, 1 second guys, let's take a look at our backend. So if I go here, maintenance, if I clear all caches, So whenever you change something in TCA, guys, you must clear the caches. If I do analyze database, as you can see here, I'm simply getting a table created. So back in the days, so in the earlier version, you must define all these fields in the xtables.sql file. But luckily, from TYPO3 13, we don't need to do that anymore. So it's become really easy, guys. So let's simply create the table. Perfect, it's created. Let's, for example, go here and create a resource for this table. So if we go here, 1 second, let's go to the list. Let's go to create new record. As you can see, guys, it is not shown yet here because we must actually define that. So we must go and say it can be shown on all pages. So this is very useful when we want, for example, to store our events in a folder. This will be very useful. I'll do that soon. But if, for example, I go to this 0 page UID, this is simply the site root. So if I go here and go create new record, so guys, 1 second. So it is still not shown, but let's try something, guys. So back in the days, you must do, as you can see here, change it in version 12. Back in the days, you must do allow tables on standard pages. 1 second, like this on the table, so that it can be captured in the backend, so that we can create review source in the backend. But from version 13, we must use the ignored page type restriction. So let's take a look. So what is called ignore page type restrictions. Let's copy this and let's search for it in the documentation. So let's go back to my TCA configuration. In the control here, I think it was defined like this. So if I go back to my backend and go to the maintenance and do flash caches, so let's take a look. As you can see, guys, it is already shown. As you can see, we have no icon, and the label is somehow not being correctly displayed. So let's go back here. This is simply probably not correctly displayed. So I think the title, I think, or what was it? So 1 second, guys, I must look in my translation file. Okay, simply like this. Okay, let's go back and take a look. So frontend private local lang db.xlf. So let's hope for the best, guys. It is somehow not picking up the translation. So yeah, perfect, guys. So it is picking it up now. As you can see, we have here the missing icon, so it must be simply set. You can set a PNG or a SVG, whatever you like, guys. And yeah guys, so let's say I want to create a new event with the PID 2, for example. So as you can see, as I've defined both title and event date as required. So as you can see in my show item, I've defined title, event day, location, and description, which will be by default in the general tab because I haven't defined a tab for them. And I've also defined the access tab, which has the hidden start time and stop time. So if I go here and say dummy event, if I go here and say start, for example, today, let's save it, for example, and that's it guys. So if we take a look in the database, let's go and take a look. So as you can see, TYPO3 has already created my table. If I go here, I will say the timestamp is automatically set, the create date is automatically set, as you can see guys. So, and yeah, that's it guys. As you can see, the PID is also automatically set. Yeah, and that's it guys for this video. So this is simply a simple example to showcase how you can use custom tables in the backend. You can of course use them in an X-Space context, in an MVVC context on the front end. So this is very useful guys. And also this TCA configuration will also work in X-Space. So it is also important. It's not only for the backend, it's also for the front end. And yeah guys, that's it for now. So you can retrieve this resource, whether in the, I don't know, in TypoScript, for example, where we will be calling the events per page, and you can later like give them as variables, and many other things guys. So as I've said, you can simply call this resource with from different ways in the front end. Yeah, so guys, if you have any question, I'd love to answer them. Simply leave a comment and or direct message me. Also, I'd appreciate it if you guys leave a like. And yeah guys, if you also are interested, or if you have problem with your TYPO3 project, you can also, if you want to work with me, you can book me on Fiverr. And yeah, thank you for watching guys. Bye bye, see you next time.